which we gather as a community this afternoon and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And I would like to acknowledge the elders of the community who are here today, and I thank you for the wisdom and the guidance that you provide during these difficult times, but always to our community. And may we have the ears to listen and to hear your teachings. Can I also acknowledge the incredibly powerful stories that we've already heard? The messages that they share of pain are clear, but also the messages of love and of hope. And can I also acknowledge those who will come and speak and share their stories? It takes great courage to share your personal story at any time, but in a time of such tremendous grief, it takes even greater courage still. Can I acknowledge every single one of the lives that we have seen so tragically lost over this past week? And can I acknowledge and remember each and every one of them? Each and every one of them had a life, however short or long, and opportunity taken to contribute more and to experience more. Can I acknowledge the injured and those that are missing? And by doing so, can I acknowledge every Queenslander, and there will be some of them here today, who knows someone that is included in this group of people, who knows someone who's injured, who's missing or have lost their lives. To you and to all those impacted by the conflict, where people have lost their lives, been injured, or those who live in fear, we send our thoughts and prayers. We pray for the safe passage of humanity towards peace and hope and love. While this is a difficult time, we urge everyone in the community, the broader community, to remain respectful, and we strongly condemn anyone who would incite violence or hatred across the community. And it has been heartbreaking to hear some stories of that happening, particularly to our young children in schools. All human life is sacred. Peace is a fundamental human right. Queensland, thankfully, is a beacon of multiculturalism. Our state is a rich multicultural tapestry where heritage, faith and customs are deeply respected. Inclusion is a valuable thread in the fabric of our society. We embrace diversity and we celebrate our differences. Our outlook celebrates one of the most culturally diverse regions of the world. And we are incredibly proud of this diversity and the positive ways it enriches our lives. In Queensland, everyone belongs. And I can say on behalf of our government, there is no place for hatred or violence. We have enshrined in legislation the Multicultural Recognition Act, our vision for an inclusive, harmonious and united Queensland. And our Multicultural Queensland Charter emphasises that we live in a place of welcome, of opportunity for people from all backgrounds and cultural heritage. Just this week, we've passed legislation to increase penalties for hate crimes and serious vilification. And I want to acknowledge respectfully Jason and the Jewish Board of Deputies who have spoken so strongly on behalf of the Jewish community here in Queensland, who have fought so hard to make sure that the community here in Queensland would always feel safe and that we would learn from the atrocities of the past. It's important for all of us to remember that unity and harmony support our communities to thrive because we are stronger together. So today we pray for peace, we pray for humanity, and we pray for the goodness of human nature. And we pray for understanding across the Middle East that all might be safe and return to home. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Linard. It is very encouraging and reassuring to hear such positive words, but in the case of the Queensland Government, you did take action this week. Thank you very much. I'd now like to welcome the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Jared Blay.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and all the wonderful little boys and girls here today. Can I acknowledge Minister, Lord Mayor Schrinner and also Senator Susan McDonald representing the Opposition Leader Peter Dutton here today. I'm Jared Blay, the Deputy Leader of the Opposition. David Crisafulli sends his apologies for not being able to join you at this most sombre occasion today. But I want to thank you all for coming out today, and I know not everyone is from Brisbane. I met some people from the Sunshine Coast earlier, so wherever you have travelled from around Queensland to be here today and to stand in solidarity with Israel, thank you. I'm absolutely humbled to be here, and the events we've seen over the past week have had a profound effect on every Queenslander and people, millions of people around the world. I saw in India similar sombre occasions for the Israeli people held in India, in Japan, in America, and now our wonderful state of Queensland. The atrocities that have taken place should never have happened. And let me be abundantly clear, Hamas is a terrorist organisation. To see, as a country, and I'm born here, my family are from Holland, but to the great country we have, to see what has taken place in Australia over the last 48 hours with the hate, the racism, the anti-Semitism preached from people's mouths is not a country I recognise when they were doing that in the last 48 hours, particularly down south. I want you to know that the signs that we see today, we stand with you. I'm here because we mean it. You can't help but be impacted by the other signs that many are holding here today with the children kidnapped. Now, the reason I mentioned Hamas as a terrorist organisation, their rules of engagement of conflict and war, there is none with terrorists. You can't negotiate with terrorists. To see what they've done to kids, to babies, to women, children, grandmothers, grandfathers, ripped out of their homes. I see commentary from politicians saying that Israel has the right to defend itself. Yes, but also Israel has a right and the world has an obligation to ensure Hamas continues no longer. Folks, before I came here today, I've got 3 children, although 2 are not so young anymore. My youngest, he was going fishing this morning with his mate and on the Pumice Passage in Caloundra, and he's 13 years of age. Anyway, he said to me last night he's off fishing, and I knew I was coming to Brisbane and I'm then going to regional Queensland for a day, so I'm not going to see my kids and family for a little while. But I set my alarm, and I said to my wife this morning, I've set my alarm for 6 o'clock. And she says, it's Sunday. You never get up at Sunday at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I told her I was coming here today and that our little boy was going out on his little fishing adventure. And I wanted to hug him. An opportunity that I have that so many thousands of people in Israel will not have anymore. The ability to hug their children. And my final message to you folks is, we are with you. We're fighting for you. We're on your side. And I just pray that love and peace prevails in this most terrible of circumstances. Thank you.
I think we all appreciated clear and unequivocal words. We also heard clear and unequivocal words on the steps of the Opera House this week, and I'm going off script for a little bit.